Hey everyone, it's Pig for Life. Thanks for joining again today. Back-to-back live stream nights, trying to keep that streak up. So today we're going to be talking about something a little bit different. We're talking about Fans Toys Universal Stand. So it's just a display stand. And the word universal is probably a little exaggerated, and we'll get into that as we go along. But here's the box. It's pretty basic. It's just kind of a render of the stand itself, and it just says Universal Stand. It says 2020, even though we're in 2021. It just says Universal Stand everywhere. On the back, you can see all the figures that it works with. So Universal, again, it's kind of misleading. It really is designed to work with these four figures. So their Apache, their Springer, their Rouge, their RC, their Quietus, their Cyclonus, and their Blur. I always forget what his name is, but anyways, Blur. So yeah, there are the four figures that it comes with. Anyways, let's get him out. Let's get it out of the packaging. If you guys joined me last night, hey VBO3, how's it going? I think I saw Kato's, yeah, King Rouse, Evil Ash. Good to see all you guys as usual. I still function. Trash. All right. My feet are gonna be on the ground. What is going on here? All right. Anyway, so here it comes. I'm gonna keep saying he. It's an inanimate object, but we're looking at the plastic shell. It's very much like the Tamashii Nation stages. It comes in kind of a cover, and then these pieces here. And a lot of people saw this yesterday. We talked about it. Hey, Dare, how's it going? Is the coloring, it's a lot lighter than the images that we've seen before. It's a lot lighter. It's kind of a sky blue. I like this color better, but I think I still would have preferred a white. But actually, this color is not too bad. So there's the base. There is the arm, I guess. And then all these other pieces are attachments that you need. And depending on which figure you're wanting to display, you'll need to use one of these or a combination of these, actually. So there we go. Unfortunately, as you guys know, I'm not a big fan of Rouge, and I have Saltis as my Springer, so I don't have those two figures, but I'll try to show you at least a little bit of the other two. So I can't show both modes because I'm doing a live stream, so I can't show both, but you'll get the general idea. Assembly is super simple. Let's actually just show this really quick. It is very solidly built in terms of plastic. It's nice, thick, chunky plastic. It looks very nice. All you do is come in here and you just peg this in. It's just friction. There's no tabbing or anything like that. So it is pretty nice and secured. You can't pull it out without having to worry about any tabs or anything like that. So the next piece you'll need is this little kind of angular piece. And how this works is you can see there's a little peg hole right there, and there's a peg. So this slides in from this side and attaches. And this will be this is got the quote-unquote universal part in the sense that all these other pieces will peg onto this piece to mount, okay? So before we do that, let's actually look at the base stand itself. And it looks pretty nice. It's a interesting design. It has some mechanical details here molded in. There's no paint or anything like that, but it does look quite nice. It's very generic. The shape is kind of like a rectangle with an X or whatever you want to call it. And talking about articulation, this is one of the areas where it fails a lot, actually. Even though it has this arm here that looks like most other stands that we've seen. And I actually have a couple of stands that I'm going to do a comparison with later. But it doesn't actually move. So usually when they have arms like this, it allows you kind of like slide this up and down, and then you can angle this back and forth on a base joint here. We don't get any of that. So these are all fixed into place. The only 2 points of articulation are this point. So you have a little tab here that you pull out to unlock, and this is the telescoping joint. And it gets pretty tall. I'll bring out a tape measure in a little bit probably just to show you guys. So that's 1 point of articulation. The only other part of articulation is this rotational joint here. And the way it locks is not an uncommon method, but how it locks is you basically have this little sliding tab, and that basically goes in between one of the gears, and it locks it into place. The problem with this one is that it doesn't lock very securely. Like So this is locked, right? But you can see even like even if I had pressed into place, it kind of like sticks to my finger just from, I don't know, my natural stickiness. But look how loose this is. I can literally blow on it from this way to blow it out. And if you're not careful, you could definitely mess up your figure. So like for example, you had to put it on here and then you lock it into place, but like it slides out, then your figure that was just on here will fall out. It is very, very poorly tolerant. And I can't say for sure if this is just a bad one for me. But all I got to say is this is by far the worst tolerance thing that you could have wanted on a figure stand. It's awful. So, okay, let's look at the other pieces that come with it. Like I said, it comes with a couple of pieces. So this is for FT19. Each of them do have some kind of writing or molding in place to tell you which piece is there. So Russell Zillman says the same issue, right? So yeah, so it sounds like we've already confirmed that. Roadster says, can that universal stand work for FT Soar or Phoenix by any chance? I don't have Soar anymore. I do have Phoenix, but from what I'm told, it does not work. Again, it doesn't have a means of adapting. So let's see here. Yeah. And yeah, I know Soar did have his own stand. I don't remember about Phoenix, though. But in any case, so yeah, this is for FT19. It's probably going to be really hard to see, but there's writing here. So I think that FT19, who was that? Was that Apache, maybe? Yeah, probably Apache. There's two for FT39, which I think is Quietus. This one here is also for FT39. I don't know why they decided to do blue print on a clear blue piece, but this is for the other mode. So these are for alt mode and robot mode. Let's see, this one here is FT29. Oh no, this is for Quietus. Sorry, these two are for their blur Jabber. There you go, Jabber. I remember now. So this is for FT29, as well as this one is for FT29. If I can, yeah, down here it's molded in here, FT29 at the base. So these are for FT29, and then lastly, this is for I believe Rouge. This is the 24. So yeah, so this one it looks like is for 24, and this one's for 19. All right, so let's go with the ones I have. Let me bring out Quietus. So the way his works is you have this slotted piece here that goes right between the legs, and you have kind of a molded cutout for this orange detail. You just go ahead and push that on. Like so. It doesn't really tab on that securely, but it's okay. It's tight enough. It tabs, I guess, okay a little bit by friction. I'm a little worried about the paint wear on this, but again, all you do is go ahead and mount this in here, like so. So that's it. Once you have it and you make sure that this is actually locked into place, it actually does hold quite nicely. There's not a lot of play here. I mean, there's a little bit, but not too much. It feels secure. Just be very careful about this. As far as points of articulation, he only has 3 points. You can do like basically 45 degrees this way, 90 degree, or I guess 180 degrees flat, and then 45 downward. This one, you can't really do downward unless you extend it. But that's it. So there's only 3 locking points here, but because of the way this stand is designed. And if you want to remove it, you just go ahead and take them off. It is kind of hard to remove this base piece, like I said, the universal piece. But once you have it on, you're going to want to use it for every single figure stand piece that you have. So that's totally fine. And sorry, I didn't talk about the actual number of teeth here. I don't really know. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's probably 10. I'm not going to count them all. But let me get a tape measure real quick. Oh, man. Okay, I don't know where my tape measure is. I must have used it somewhere else. So I apologize for that. So there he is with Cyclonus. It does work really well. It does hold the weight quite well. Let's see Jabber. Where's Jabber? All right, here's Jabber. And the way Jabber works is is it this one? Yeah, so this one. So Jabbers, you see he has a little tab on the bottom of his crotch. You're going to want to pull his butt flap up. And on the FT39 piece that looks like this, it basically is a little crotch holder. So you tab that in underneath. Come on. There we go. You can fold this down. Oh, sorry, I lied. So the ones that use the flight stand for alt modes, you're going to want to keep that. You use this universal adapter piece, but for the other ones, you do have to remove it. I forgot. So for the robot mode stands, you have to remove that. I find it easier to actually remove it with a piece installed. But once you have that, you can once again put him in. Let's get him down a little bit like so. And so you can see again, you can pose him any which way you'd like. But the problem I have with this stand though is it limits you to where your mounting points are. So if they had a universal, kind of like peg in the back or something like that, it looks okay though. And I think with blur, the blue matches really well. Roadster says, I have the adapter for Phoenix, but the adapter from will fit on the universal stand. I honestly don't know. That is a good point. I'd have to dig around for my box for Phoenix and see if that actually works. So, yeah, I apologize. I don't have a stand anymore from Fans Toys just because I don't have any of the figures that came with a stand. But yeah, there that is. I did want to do some comparisons just so you guys have an idea of what it looks like with some other stands that I have. I don't have a ton of stands, but just to give you a size comparison, here it is with, I think this is the Stage 3 Tamashii Nations. So it's much bigger, much bulkier. Obviously, a design like this wouldn't have worked well since it is friction and it's used for, lighter figures. But you can kind of get an idea of how that looks. Some other more maybe relevant comparisons are, here is the one that came with Toy World's Optimus Prime, Bumblebee Optimus Prime, their Freedom Leader. You can see how much bigger this one is. This stand is actually quite nice. This one has 4 LEDs in this section, as well as a rechargeable battery and a switch. I haven't charged mine in a really long time, so I don't even know if... Yeah, the lights aren't even coming on because I haven't charged it in so long. I don't even remember how to turn this on. Is there a remote control that goes with this? But anyways, so I wanted to compare with this one because, like I said, this piece doesn't articulate. There's only the extension and the bend and the rotation here. But for most stands, you get like something like this, right? So you can angle that piece around, so you can get more height and angles. And then this one has a similar design where you pull that up and you can extend and contract it. So that's similar. And then it also has a very similar design mechanism here where the way that this rotates uses that same kind of thing, right? A little sliding joint. But you can see that this one actually very securely stays in. I had to apply a good amount of pressure for it to actually unlock and lock. So this is a much, much better stand in terms of build quality, in terms of functionality, in terms of articulation, in terms of actual being able to use it with your figure without worrying about it falling off. So this is a really nice stand. But that came included with Freedom Leader. Here's the only other stand that I currently have that's kind of the same in terms of articulation, or at least, in terms of articulation and design. This is the, man, I should have lowered this. This is the Gigapower, what was Gigapower's swoop? Gaudenter or something like that? I don't remember the name, but this one is the stand that came included with some of the Gigapower swoops. And you can see this one actually also comes with LEDs in here. And then you have, I think, a remote control. And I forget what the remote, I think the remote control, I haven't installed the batteries in this one. I think the remote control actually controls these. I don't remember exactly. But yeah, so this one has electronics as well as a remote control. And again, this one also acts as storage. It has weapon storage. It has missile storage. What else does it store? What else is on the ground here? Yeah, it stores the missiles and the swords. And this one is much, much bigger, as you can see. It's crazy big. It's at least twice as big. And this one, again, has more points of articulation that you would expect. So it has the rotational joint here. And then it has the extension. This one's actually really tightly toleranced. So, oh, maybe that one's all the way up. No. Ow! I pinched myself. Ow, that hurt. Why are my live streams always about bleeding nowadays? But as you can see, this one actually does. It's very sturdy. This one's, I don't know if I'm messing up the lock, but this one has a lock here that should allow it to go up and down. Yeah, see? And then you pull it down to lock, and it's super secure. It also has a ratcheted joint here. You can see how sturdy that one is. And once again, it does have a very similar design as far as locking the point up at top. Here, give me a second. This thing is stuck. You're supposed to lift. You're supposed to push this up to unlock it, but I think I got it jammed when I. All right. Well, this one has a very similar design as far as, again, a sliding lock here to lock the gears into place. But this one has two. So this one has two rounded cylinders that lock the gears into place, which make it, doubly secure. And even with one, I would feel more secure with this just one implementation than I would with this one here. So yeah, let's put that one away. So yeah, overall, I think this stand is actually a really big disappointment. I think it could have been much better designed, and for $35, I really think this is kind of a letdown. One, because it's not universal, but I imagine that the future releases of flying bots will come with some kind of adapter piece that will allow you to use it with the universal stand. I'm not sure. Obviously, I can't make any promises. But yeah, it's kind of a letdown. It's only currently designed for 4 figures. Like I said, there's limited articulation in the extension and the rotation, and the rotational lock is just really poorly implemented, with it just sliding back and forth. So I don't think this is a win. I think you should save your money. Hopefully, but I think you might be out of luck in the sense that it's a Fans Toys release and it's for Fans Toys figures, and their mounting points aren't universal, as you can tell by the plethora of pieces that you're going to need. So if you need to display your figures, your Fans Toys figures, your Rouge, your Apache, your Quietus, and your Jabber in one of the modes, you're kind of stuck. So you're kind of stuck having to shell out $35 for this, which is unfortunate. Because, and if you think about it, if you want one of these for each of your figures, you're gonna have 4. Like say you have 4 of these, you're gonna have a bunch of extra pieces. So you're gonna have 4 of these for Quietus, 4 of these, and you're only gonna use 1 per figure. So you're just gonna have a whole bunch of leftover pieces that are pretty useless. So I don't know. I think this is a definitely a loss for Fans Toys. I definitely wouldn't recommend it. I think there probably are some even more generic options that you could use that might serve you better, to be perfectly frank. But that's just me. I want to see what your opinions are. Do you guys have any flight stands do you guys use with your figures, your Masterpiece figures, or not? Let me go back and look at some comments. I'm sure I missed a whole bunch. Wow, way more than I was expecting. Let's see here. A lot of puns going on here. What's going on? Talking about Marlon Brando? A Fortress of Solitude. It does kind of look like a Fortress of Solitude. All right, let's see here. Yeah, I'm sorry, I don't have I didn't even think about getting the adapter for Fans Toys Phoenix. I don't even remember what that looks like, that flight stand and so forth. Oh man, Pure Rage RS. I think he's talking about the Toy World stand that I have. And he said that if I leave it at 0% for too long, they'll permanently die. So I should probably charge that stand. Trash says Universal Stand X version metallic red. Yeah, that'd be nice. Arziki says, why is the stand blue? I don't know. I have no idea. Ask Fans Toys. Pig's blood means it's good. That's not the case for sure. But the last time I bled on a Fans Toys figure, it definitely was good. Their drag strip is really quite nice. Hey, Winston, how's it going? Giga Flounder. Thomas has that. I guess I could have brought that Thomas stand, but it's not really the same kind of design. So, I Still Function says, I can't wait to see the scalping prices on these. It is Fans Toys, so. BB03 says, it was a different stand, wasn't it? I don't remember. T-Man came in and says, I like the blue, it's chill. But eight don't like blue stands? I don't know what that means. Steve says Steve says no stands for me personally. Can you put something on the stand? Yeah, let me go ahead and put one of the figures on the stand. I did do that at the very beginning. I did show off a couple of them. Here, let's go ahead and tab in Blur real quick, just because we have him. And again, I don't have Rouge and I don't have Apache. I think I'll probably pick up the reissue of Apache just because I did own him, but I never opened them because I messed with the sample and I wasn't very impressed with it. And by the time I got the final release, I already had Saltus, and I really like Saltus. Oh, you meant I, okay. Hey John, how's it going? Oh yeah, so there's on the box and inside the box there's no sort of instructions at all. So you're kind of just left to figure it out. I mean, it's not that complicated. I showed it off. You have basically a universal adapter piece down here that goes with most of them. They plug into a lot of these here, like this one. But the ones for robot mode, the kind of crotch holder ones that we see here for Quietus here, for Jabber, and I think this one's for Rouge, they all peg in and don't use this. So for alt mode, you're going to want to use this. For the robot mode, you're going to want to use their individual pieces. And obviously you can tell because they all have their pegs here. As far as Quietus goes, we'll show him off one more time. The way his works is getting this piece on, this adapter piece, and his is the one with the very flat piece that goes in between his legs in his alt mode. That pegs in like so, and then remember to lock it in place here. Once it's locked in place and you make sure it doesn't slide out, it's very good, but it's so loose, it's very easy to unlock it. So just be careful. Be very mindful of when you lock it into place. But once you have it locked into place and you have a figure on there, it does look really nice. Once again, it does extend. Gets pretty high, and I apologize. I should have brought I thought I had my measuring tape, but I can't find it. So, yep. That's really it for the review. There's not much to talk about. I mean, it's a figure stand. So the fact that I talked 24 minutes with it without even having two of the figures it works with is a long time. But hopefully you guys enjoyed the comparison with a couple of other stands, which I think are way superior. And those were like pack-ins. Let's see. Yeah, hey, T-Man. I did actually watch your video. I've just been too lazy to actually make adjustments to that peg in there. Like I keep mine in robot mode, so it doesn't matter. So I didn't bother. But I did want to show you guys off this guy. This guy just came in this afternoon. I'll be doing a live stream of him tomorrow. This is Mastermind Creations Optus. They're Orion packs, right? From IDW. So this guy will be reviewed probably tomorrow in a live stream. He's really awesome. That's all I got to say. He's really great. I'm trying to convince T-Man to pick one up. You know, T-Man is all about those poses and dynamic action shots, and this guy has so many points of articulation. Easily the most articulated Transformer I can think of to date. So we will be looking at that tomorrow. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the quick review of this live stream review of this Fan Stories Universal stand. It's $35. If you guys want to pick it up from Toy Dojo. The link is below. Toy Dojo's link is below in the description. As always, they're my sponsor. So if you want them, please hit them up. They do have them in stock now. But yeah, overall, I would recommend a pass on it unless you really, really need to have these 4 particular figures displayed in a flying mode. All right. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, share, and subscribe. Otherwise, I will see you tomorrow when we review this guy.